Bronson, buddy.
Hey.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for having me.
For anybody that's out there listening, this is Bronson Kaufusi, ex-NFL player. You going to sign again?
You never know, I feel like, nowadays.
Or is golf your new sport?
The golf is my new sport. I'm trying to be like 20 feet now. Come on. Should have been my sport from the beginning. I just didn't know at the time,
I tell everybody they need to get into golf, man.
Ugh.
You can play forever.
Oh, I know. I love the game. It's as a competitor.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing better.
Yeah. How does it feel getting beat by your wife, though?
Oh my gosh, she's so good. Shout out to Hillary. She's incredible. Scratch golfer in high school. I didn't know this for years. And we were married. I didn't know because she was a soccer player.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that she played any other sports other than soccer. I was wrong. Dead wrong.
Scratch golfer in high school.
Yeah. The funniest story is we were at this really nice course when I was on the Ravens, and we were kind of honestly, almost late, really pushing it. And there was a group of gentlemen parked right there at the first hole, almost waiting for us. And they're making fun of her walking up there. It's oh man, it's gonna be a long day for you. Can you guys hurry up? She's probably not gonna be that good. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be awesome. Literally, she gets up there, bang, straight down the pipe, 250 yards. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh gosh. I go just straight 250 yards to the right on the other fairway, and the guys were laughing their head off. But I was so embarrassed because I'm this is my first year playing golf. I'd never played before.
Yeah.
But she's a good coach. So
I was like, I need to hit her up when I do scrambles and stuff like that.
Oh, she's from the Reds.
That's exactly a woman that can golf, dude.
She's an incredible golfer. People
Yeah.
watch her play and they're like, you have a Michelle Wee swing. What the heck are you? What? I'm like, yeah. She should be playing pro.
Yeah. I'm going to need her on my scrambles.
Yeah, sign her up.
Need the help. But Bronson, who is Bronson Kaufusi?
Man, Bronson, myself. I'm a husband, father, teammate, friend, entrepreneur, mindset coach. You know what I really love doing? I just love seeing people win, win in whatever they do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think part of it's just because from being a professional athlete, I mean, you're just around people who just have so much drive every day.
Yeah.
And everyone's trying to help you. As a professional athlete, it's crazy. Everyone tries to help you. And it's man, you should give that back. So
Yeah.
I would say Bronson Kaufusi is someone that, wants to see other people win and give what he's been given, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you're one of the most genuine people that I know. Watching you talk to everybody.
I appreciate that.
Dude. And then your energy, dude, is just it's crazy. So just watching you talk to everybody, it doesn't matter who it was or anything, your mannerisms, nothing changed, dude. You were just happy, genuine. You know what I mean? Energetic, dude. I loved it, dude. I loved it.
No, I appreciate that. No, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm a high energy guy.
So how did you get into football? I'm jumping right into football.
No, I like it.
I'm jumping right into
I like
football.
it. No, I like it. Honestly, this is a crazy story, actually. Funny you bring that up. So growing up, my dad wouldn't let us play tackle football. So I was a soccer player first. Played up until 8th grade, soccer, basketball player.
Nobody knows who your dad is yet.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So this is going to be kind of wild when it comes out of who your dad is. So your dad would not let you play tackle football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I played every other sport. I played flag football forever. And then 8th grade came around, and that's when I started playing my first year of tackle football. And so what happened was 8th grade, I played tackle football. I talked my brother into playing tackle football. He was who was in the grade underneath me, and then I was the quarterback, and my brother, who's taller than me now, he's 6'10", he was a corner wide receiver. So anyway, a punter, kicker, kick returner.
You were the quarterback?
I was the quarterback.
Did you did not have to make weight? Were you skinny?
Yeah, I was tall and skinny. Okay.
So
So what happened was Because we're all kind of built like that. Everyone in my family, we're really tall and skinny when we're younger.
Yeah.
And then freshman year comes around, my dad won't let me play up on like any other level.
Yeah.
So I'm the freshman quarterback on the freshman team. And I played D-end on defense.
Okay.
So
he did not want you playing up.
He did not want me playing up still. So even though I was 6'4", like 200 pounds as a freshman. So, I mean, I was big. You know, I probably could have done something.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'd always go to all the camps and play 7-on-7 and do all these camps, and I would play tight end because I was a basketball player. So while I'm playing football, I've been on AAU teams like my whole life playing basketball.
Yeah.
That was my first love first soccer and then basketball. But so my freshman year, I played on the freshman team, and then I end up getting, you know, some good time on the varsity team, on the basketball team. So I'm like, oh, I'm not going to play football. I'm just going to be a basketball player. Well, my friends are like, hey, you know, there's a defensive end spot open. Do you want to play defensive end on varsity? I was like, it's open. I was like, I mean, shoot, I don't know. They talked me into it. Like, I had no plan to play football.
Yeah.
I was out. I was like, I'm a basketball player. End up going to camp, and
was this your sophomore year? Is that what you
my
said?
sophomore
your
year?
Sophomore year.
Yeah, but I'd been going to every football camp.
Yeah.
You know, and so I knew I could play the game, but I just had never played up or anything like that. So I go to camp down in Price, Utah. That's where we would go. And my sophomore year, I just remember every day, 3 a days, going out there and just getting destroyed. Literally, I would get destroyed. The older guys would take it to me, and I just remember calling my dad in tears, you know, and telling him, I don't know if this is the sport for me, you know, like I don't want to play this game. And he's like, no, stay in there. You know, you gotta trust your coaches, trust your teammates. You're all right. Like, you know, this is good for you. Just watch. And he's like, the guys you're going up against are probably some of the best players in the state. Just watch. So sure enough, he was right. I stuck in there. I got better by the end of the week even. Like I really got better. I could tell just when we went into the scrimmage. And then that year I was all-state in football. Like, and I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know, honestly. And I was like, wait, what? Because I was the oldest.
All-state as a sophomore.
Yeah, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, like how sports work.
Yeah.
And like awards and stuff. I just didn't know because I was just my whole life.
You were paving the way.
I was just playing. Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just had fun, and then yeah, that was the same year I got offered my first scholarship, and I had no idea what was going on.
As a sophomore?
Yeah, I still had no idea what was going on. Like,
yeah,
it was actually, I have a really interesting story because, back to your point about my dad was a college football coach for years. I mean, 30 years at University of Utah and BYU.
And played, right?
And he played for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See? So he's like, you can't know. I don't want you playing tackle football.
I didn't know I didn't even know he played though growing up. I've told this to people before. Yeah, I had no idea my dad even played because I didn't see any of his stuff around the house.
Yeah.
I thought he just coached. Like it was pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so kind of a crazy football story.
Played for the Eagles.
I drafted to the Eagles.
And then where was his first coaching gig?
University of Utah.
University of Utah.
Yeah, came. Coach Mack brought him over.
Okay.
Yeah, was there. He was I just watched a video of when my dad first got the job, and Kyle Whittingham, and Kyle were on the defensive staff together. So Kyle was the D coordinator, and my dad was part of the D line when he first got there.
How old were you when this happened?
I was little, probably 3.
So he was coaching college ball and was telling you not to play ball.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, isn't this crazy? But I think one thing that he knew was just as long as I was developing my athleticism, I could step into the football scene at any time.
Yeah.
So as long as I was doing something, like he knew he didn't want to force me because he's that guy. He's a professional athlete, football player, coach. He didn't want to be the guy to be like, you're doing this, you're doing football. So I really had to discover it for myself.
Yeah.
But it made me, I think, appreciate the game more. Like, and then what's crazy is he ended up being my college football coach. First time ever coaching me in anything my whole life was in college. Yeah.
I think that's awesome because I feel the same way that if if it was pushed on you, then you might not appreciate it as much.
Yeah.
But if he just lets you find it and figure it out, then you're gonna love it.
Oh, that's what happened to me. I figured it out and I just loved it. Like I loved the team aspect of it. Like I loved the grind of it. Like, and I loved being able to like work hard and then go perform and kind of reap what you sow.
Oh yeah. Where'd you go to high school?
I played at Timview High School.
Timview.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
What year did you graduate?
10. 2010.
Okay. So then did you, where'd you go to college?
So then from there I went to BYU.
Okay.
Yeah, from where my dad was coaching.
So this time, so he went from Utah and you guys moved to Provo, and then he started coaching for BYU.
Yep.
Okay.
Then he started coaching. So it's kind of funny. Like,
did you want to go to Utah?
Me?
Yeah.
I personally, growing up, I definitely wanted to go to Utah.
Yeah.
I was ride or die with Utah. Oh man, it was funny. Like, it was just like when my dad was going to go to BYU, I was like, "You're kidding me, Dad. What are you doing?" And then what made it even crazier is he pulled out a BYU helmet. I remember when we were all there as a family, and I was like, "What? You played at BYU?"
Oh, he pulled his helmet out?
His helmet out. He played at BYU.
Oh, is that the first time you knew that? Like,
yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. Yeah, I had no idea. So I was like, "Okay, Dad. All right, I can see why you want to go back." And I literally took all my Utah stuff and was like, "Oh no," gave it away to my family, and then we started that whole kind of story of our family's life. Yeah, being down there, and he coached there he was with 3 different coaches, so I think close to 20 years.
Your brothers, how many brothers do you have?
I got 2 other brothers.
Okay, and a sister?
And 2 sisters.
And 2 sisters.
So,
did your brothers follow you?
Yeah, so my older sister played basketball at BYU.
Okay.
Then there's me. Then my other brother, he was like, he's kind of like me, where he came home from a mission and he ended up playing basketball. And then, because I had played 1 year of basketball my freshman year. Yeah. And he had heard about it. And he's like, "Dude, that's crazy. I can't believe that." And I'm like, because we always wanted to do that. Like, it was always a thing that we would talk about. Like, dang, wouldn't it be cool if we could play basketball and football? Because we had done that our whole lives. Yeah. So he did that for 1 year. He did both, maybe 2. I can't remember. And then his senior year, he only did football. And then there's twins, boy-girl twins. So the girl, her name's Daryl. She played college soccer. Okay. At BYUH. And then my brother Devin, he played at BYU football, and then transferred to Utah for the last 2-3 years. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So full circle. We're like there's no like red or blue for us. It's like purple. Like
I like it, dude. That's freaking awesome. So you were at BYU the whole time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you got drafted to the Eagles.
Ravens.
Or the Ravens.
Yeah.
You got drafted to the Ravens.
Yep.
I was thinking about your dad playing for the Eagles.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. So you got drafted to the Ravens. How was that?
Yeah. Oh, man. That was a crazy experience, honestly. The whole process of it all. Just because, like, leading up to draft night, it's like that's the pinnacle. But, like, so many years and countless hours, putting in work. Putting in the time that no one sees, and then for it to all to come. It's pretty – I remember, like, feeling – like, when I got the call, I was sitting there at my house. I didn't want anyone around me, like, other than just, like, my brothers and sisters, mom and dad. Yeah. Because I was still, like, pretty nervous.
Nervous of what was going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, they're telling you something. Your agent's telling you something. Teams are saying stuff to you. It's like you have no idea. And so, yeah, when I got the call, I was like, oh, man. This is crazy. I can't believe that this is because you watch movies and stuff about that. Yes. And so when you're that person in the show, it's like, wow, you just feel a lot of. For me personally, I just felt like tons of gratitude. Like, I mean, a ton of gratitude.
Was there like a section of where you thought you would go at?
I thought I was gonna go kind of late second, third. Honestly, and I ended up going there. I ended up going early third. Yeah. So
then you're just sitting by the phone.
Literally sitting by the phone, and my phone just rang, and I'm literally watching it unfold, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take you here then with our next pick."
Do you have an agent by this time?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I had an agent.
Long time.
As soon as you're done with your last game, you can sign with the agency. Okay. So I signed with Rep 1. So
Okay.
I'd done the whole combine experience. I went to the combine, and that experience alone is pretty intense. I mean, yeah.
Did you go to the combine as a DN?
I did.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I went to the combine as a DN. I had a crazy combine just because I had this weird experience where I was like warming up, like doing like some warm up drills, because you're there for your physical, like your physicals. Like
Yep.
they want to see everything, what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
They want MRI everything. That's really why you're there. That, and then also just people getting to know you from the staff, and trying to fill you out and stuff. The stuff that we all watch on TV is like the last thing you do.
So they scan you and everything, like
Oh, I mean, you go to
MRI scans?
You literally have a table like this, and you go to multiple rooms where the team's, staff is all around the room.
Yeah.
And you just come and sit on this table in like your spandex, and they read off your name and your injuries, and then people will come up and just start yanking on you pretty much. And so, yeah, it's pretty. And then if they can request MRIs or different things.
to see how, like, the extent of what you've got or something, or like
Yeah.
how bad it is.
Yeah, because it's an investment for them.
It is.
So they have to do their job.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much like a due diligence period, honestly, in the business terms. So.
That's wild. So what we see is like the end of the combine,
Oh,
like towards the
yeah.
end.
Yeah, and they purposely make it so you get like less than 4 hours of sleep, like 5 hours of sleep.
To see how you do with fatigue and
fatigue. So like when people are running, they're not even running, I think, at their full.
when they're doing the 40s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times at pro day are faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, than times at the combine.
I'm going to start watching that. And
Start watching that. Yeah, tons of mental tests, tons of tests. Yeah, each team has like their own. So
you went there as a DN.
Yep.
How was your 40?
I weighed in at close to 290. I ran a 4.8.
Okay.
So that was moving. But I had a really good, like my best things were like the L drill and the 5-10-5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like top 5 in both of those.
The 5-10-5, is that like the ladders?
Yeah, it's like you start in the middle and you go 5 yards,
Boom,
10 yards,
boom,
5
and then
yards.
sprint through.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, like the agility drills were like my biggest.
I always loved that just because of how quick I could turn around and get back up to speed.
Seriously.
That was always my favorite
In
one.
and out of cuts.
Yeah.
You have to train it, but like if you got like that God-given ability to get in and out fast,
Yeah.
it's such a big difference.
That was always my favorite because I could just get back up and be going again.
Yeah, get quick. Like,
Yeah.
Bam.
So then, okay, so after the combine, how does that, like, what is after the combine?
They have pro day.
Okay.
So you can redo anything you want.
Did you do it?
I didn't do anything other than they do like position work, like position drills and meetings.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And then, then you just wait and then they have visits. So like teams can call you, you can go visit with them at their facility. So usually they do that if like you're a first rounder or if they have a question mark about you, or they're like, okay, we gotta bring him in, do some more detail work.
Yeah.
So and then it's just draft day and you just wait and see, and you get drafted and sometimes you don't. And then you have to
Dude, what did
route.
it feel like with the waiting period, like waiting for draft day to come after everything?
Man. It was pretty crazy, honestly.
How long's the time period between like pro day or
Oh man, that's a good question.
to draft day? Is it months?
Yeah, probably like a month or 2 months.
Yeah.
Somewhere around. Depending, your pro day is different. It's usually in March sometime or April. So, and then draft is what, end of April?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it moves fast though. That's one thing you learn real quick is like, you learn pretty much overnight how fast the NFL business works.
Like once you're signed.
Oh, I got drafted. I was on a flight the next day over there doing like meetings and stuff. And then I came home. Then I went back out for rookie camp. And then you go right into like spring, which is OTAs.
Yeah.
And they're trying to integrate you as fast as they can. Because it is a different animal. Like the NFL, like just the knowledge of it. Even the players. Because you're going in, you're playing against guys who have been playing this game for way longer than you.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than you, honestly. Some of those guys, those quarterbacks like
Yeah.
Tom and
Yeah.
Aaron and those guys. And so it's just a different game. But you learn real fast, like, okay, all right, how am I how am I going to do this? Like, and
how's the atmosphere? Is it like business like, or is it family like? Is it cold?
yeah, I mean, depends where you go.
Yeah.
Honestly, and so every team's a little different. The best teams are like a family environment for sure. Those are the ones that you can tell the players care about each other, the coaches care about the players, everyone, cares about each other. But at the same time, there's the business side that will never go away.
Yeah.
And so the closer knit the locker room can be.
Yeah. But you've got
better.
some pretty cool stories with that where kind of on the business side of it, what might seem like a big negative can turn into a positive if you're looking for it.
Yeah, if you're looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big if.
And it sounds like you were looking for it when you did it.
Yeah.
So culture for being at the Ravens.
Okay, man.
When you came into the Ravens, how was the culture with the Ravens?
Man, so Ray Lewis and those guys, that era, had just, kind of came through there. And Suggs was the last guy left, but it was still there. It permeated in there. Tough.
Weddle was there?
Weddle had just came there.
Okay.
And he was like the guy who kind of took me underneath his shoulder, and he was a mentor for me, which was awesome. But you can just tell being there, like before you go to Baltimore, like what they're about, especially if you're a defensive player. Like they're all, tough nose. I mean, they're going to punch you in the mouth, bully you. Like that's the culture, And so, which I love because I just love defense. Like, and that's how you want your defense to be.
Yeah.
If you want to create like they did championship defenses, and so I mean they're someone everyone looks at. So, that was really cool. Just grinders, honestly.
So Weddle took you under his wing.
Yeah.
And how was Weddle?
Man, this guy, the routine, period, his schedule alone, I mean, is incredible. I don't know if a lot of people could keep up with him.
Yeah. Honestly.
And I don't think most people can, just because, he's so mentally tough, but it's in everything he does. So if you think, I'm going to watch film, he's going to watch film better than you. And he's going to watch it longer. And not only that, he's going to help everyone in the room learn at the same time. So being around someone like that was huge for me, like learning and seeing, okay, all right, if you get hurt, you play through injury.
Yeah.
All right, if you don't understand something, you're not leaving the building until you understand it.
Is he one of those guys that was there before everybody and thereafter everybody?
Oh, literally the definition of that guy. Like, he's there before everybody. He takes pride in it. So if someone beats him, he'll be there the next day before you.
Yeah.
Like.
You kind of talked about this at the mastermind with Eric and stuff. And you kind of talked about how he's like, take your daily schedule and then be there. What was it, like?
Yeah.
However long, like if it starts at 6 a.m, I want you there an hour early before that.
Yeah, he will be the first one at the building. Like when I'm thinking of everything that he does, like he'll be in the hot tub, first one there in the building in the hot tub, stretching, doing his stuff, and then going to the gym or getting his training in, like lifting, all of that. I mean, he'll probably already have watched a bunch of film. like this guy's a machine. So it's trying to, be like him is something like I was blessed with because it helped not only in football.
Yeah. It
helped in real life. I mean, he has 4 kids. And so to watch him as well be a father, so how he does football is awesome, but you should see him as a dad. He's even better. So that's a guy that I always look up to.
So you got work ethic from Baltimore.
Yeah, big work ethic. Yeah. Like the right way to do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And then from there, dude, how did you find out, like, how'd you get traded?
Literally.
How did that go down?
Yeah, this is a good question. So literally, my 3rd year, I get called in, and they're like, hey, we're cutting you. They don't say it like that, but it's like, hey, we're going to release you. You can come back on practice squad or something. And it's like, all right. My agent already knew, so he had already had plans made. So then the Jets called, and some other teams called, but I ended up choosing to go to the Jets. And so I went up to the Jets, jumped on the train, literally, and my wife packed up all our stuff out of our house and brought it all back to Utah. And then I just went up there to New York and started that whole era.
And then eventually she probably moved out there or something?
Yeah, and then she came out. Yeah, and then as soon as she moved everything back, then she came out to New York. And then we're there.
That's like a military family in a way. Like,
oh, it really is. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. And so, you talked about when you got to New York, and you had that same work ethic mentality, dude. And you went to go show up early.
Yeah.
And stuff was locked up.
Yeah, it's just like such a different. Every team has such different cultures built into the system, and so when I had got there, I mean, the Jets weren't really performing that well. The culture just wasn't where it needed to be. And, for me, I had already been ingrained to do things a certain way. And so I just kept doing that, even though I was different than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like I was, for sure, I could tell. And I just learned to, like, appreciate hard work and work ethic.
Yeah.
Because I went from getting cut up there at practice squad to playing to making the team the next year, starting, like, and it's just kind of crazy how you go through that whole thing. But you never really know, like, all the decisions that are affecting you for the future. That's the thing a lot of people forget is, like, the decisions that you make and the culture that you're building each day affects you for years to come. Literally years to come. So that's why I was grateful to have a great mentor like Eric and some other guys.
Yeah, but then you kind of talked about when you went to the Jets, you noticed one of the players walking in on the phone. This is crazy. So this is back to where I'm saying, like, if you're looking for the positive, if you just because that was a negative and you go back to the practice squad or you can do this. It could seem like a negative, but if you look for the positives going in, you look for the positives, you've seen one of the players always on his phone.
Man, this guy, Brandon Copeland, for anyone who's wondering. Okay, so Brandon, he's always on the phone, coming into the locker room after he's on calls. And I'm just perplexed. If that's even a word. I'm just so confused. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I've never seen a guy on the phone as much as this dude right here. And it just blew my mind what he was doing. So I said, hey, what are you doing? Because I'm a lifelong learner. Like, if I see something someone's doing and it's just interesting or I just don't get it or if it's working, I'll just go ask. Why not? So I go up to him and he starts telling me, oh, yeah, I run these businesses. And like, he has he's flipping homes, doing a financial class and teaching a class at a university.
You're like, dude, you're an NFL player. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm literally shocked. I'm like, NFL player and entrepreneur, teacher, house flipper. Like, what am I doing? That's what I asked myself. I'm like, wow, okay. Just completely inspired. Because in life, like, you have people that just inspire you.
Yep.
And there's moments where it's just like, holy cow, the light bulb just goes off. It's like, whoa. That happened to me when I saw Cope doing this. I was like, wow, okay, what can I do?
Yeah.
And so that's when off the field, I was like, hey, I'm going to dive into stuff. I'm going to find people that are doing really cool things in business and real estate and, all these types of things. Because I had never done that before in the off season.
Yeah.
Because as an athlete, you feel a little nervous putting yourself out there to go into rooms where you don't know as much as anyone else.
Well, I feel like as an athlete, dude, especially if you're new or somewhat new, what you're doing on the field and what you're learning there is going to consume all your time. Like, how do you even have the brain power to start flipping homes or speaking to other people?
Yeah. Yeah. Rare.
You know what I mean? Like, how in the hell do you even have that brain power? Like, my focus would be tunnel vision, dude, on football. And that's it.
That's how I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it kind of came down to, how is he doing this? Oh, time management. Like, he used his time in such a way where he was any time he could have, he would put towards, his other stuff. But when it was football time, it was football time. No doubt that's number one. But he was doing all this other stuff, and I learned how he had, put people in places where they could be their best and help do, like, what he wanted them to do, and it was just awesome operation he had going on. And so for me, I was like, dang, he's doing that. I should try too. So I was completely inspired by him.
Yeah.
Just completely. But that one piece of inspiration from that one person
Yep.
changed my life forever.
So you got work ethic from Baltimore pretty much.
Yeah.
Ish. I'm sure there was still a work ethic in the Jets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Weddle got that pounded into you.
Yeah.
And then now business side of it, life after football.
Yeah.
You're seeing at the Jets.
I'm seeing that. And I mean, my teammates were awesome there.
Yeah.
Like I had some of the most fun playing football ever, just because my teammates there were, it was a lot of fun. They made it a lot of fun, and also at the Jets is where I transitioned to tight end.
Okay.
So that's when I started playing tight end. So, I mean, what number did you take to the Jets? I became 91.
You left 92 at
Yeah.
Baltimore, became 91.
Mm-hmm.
Were you rocking 91 as a tight end?
No.
They switched.
I wish. I would have been awesome.
Did they?
Yeah, I had to switch. But, yeah, I ended up.
How to confuse some people.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. So, for me, I ended up having to go. I wanted to wear 45.
Okay.
Because at the time, the Jazz.
Yep.
Mr. Mitchell over here. So,
shit.
He's the first one that got me, under 45. So,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah.
So, now my favorite part, you leave the Jets and you go to the Packers.
Yeah. Green Bay.
Yep. You got 45
Got 45.
when you went to the Packers.
Yeah.
What was the transition there?
Man.
Was it kind of the same thing with Baltimore and stuff? Kind of the same way?
Yeah. I mean, similar. Yeah, very similar. I was over there, and they brought me at the end of their year. They were still in the playoffs. I was there for that week of their last playoff game, and that was during COVID, so I had to do all the testing and all this stuff, and then sign my contract. But they only wanted me to play tight end.
Yeah.
So, for me, I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to do both. But I mean, being able to go and learn how they were running the offense and how they were clicking. I mean, you're there with some of the best in the league, right? I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have Devontae Adams on the team. I mean, you have Aaron Jones at running back, all these guys. It's really good offense. And watching how everyone clicked it made me really fall in love with offense, because I didn't like it at first.
Okay.
I didn't like offense at first, I like the defense.
You're a defensive mindset.
Yeah, I am very defensive minded. And so offense, I started to appreciate the nuances of it and the game within the game that they're playing on offense.
Okay.
Because mentally it's way tougher.
Okay.
Yeah, way tougher on offense. Yeah.
What have you got any crazy stories from Green Bay?
Man.
How was the culture in Green Bay?
Oh, I loved the culture in Green Bay. It resonated with me because, everyone walks into that building willing to sacrifice whatever they need to win.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that, and it's expected. And so very family-oriented, very we'll do whatever it takes. I mean, everyone's a learner in there. Man, yeah. There's just being there was awesome. I really enjoyed, my time there. It was great. I mean, I think really who leads it all is Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron leads it, and I liked how he has no ego. He wants to help everyone win. If you're in that locker room, he wants you to do well, and the other leaders on the team want you to do well. They're not too cool or too big to, not show you stuff or watch plays with you. And it's they'll watch film with you. Yeah. They'll watch practice. They'll help you after practice. They'll help you before practice. They'll help you anytime you want help. Yeah. Outside of your time there, Mm-hmm. And I love that culture. Okay. That's the culture that you want to be a part of.
All right. Pops, if you're listening to this, Aaron Rodgers, is he a good dude?
Of course.
The stud.
Stud.
Okay. My dad's got something against Aaron Rodgers.
Tell your dad he's missing out.
He's a Denver fan.
No, he's a Denver fan.
He's a Denver fan.
Broncos.
So I think Aaron gets a bad rap, though, with, I don't know, some of the teammates and Jennings and stuff like that with talking about how their exit was. And I think some of the comments that Aaron supposedly made or something like,
yeah,
you'll do good for them. You'll play well for them or something. Or,
yeah.
have you heard those?
I haven't, but I know he's just, I can see him say some like funny stuff just to tease with the media and stuff,
But he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. Like, he's that guy that just wants to win so bad, but wants us, like, when you're on the field with him, he just wants you to be great.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's the thing. It was funny story, actually. At the Jets, we played against the Packers.
Yeah.
And it was like 2-minute drill.
Were you on defense?
I was on defense. I was playing defensive end. So I was rushing him.
Did you get him?
And I was close, but then there's this one where he broke out the pocket and just burned me. I mean, we're not burned, but I was right there behind him. But he got like 30 yards because the whole our whole back end was way close to the end zone. So it was just like 4 of us rushing. And I was just like, how is this dude outrunning me right now? I remember, like, when he went out of bounds, I was like, what in the world? And then when I showed up in Green Bay and he was teasing me about it, he's like, I remember you. I'm like, yeah.
I'm going to end up YouTubing that and looking at it, watching that. So
you have to.
Yeah, he was an animal out of the pocket. He still is an animal out of the pocket.
He still got it. Yeah, he's still fast.
What do you have a favorite moment?
In Green Bay?
Anywhere.
Anywhere in football, college, anywhere?
Anywhere.
Man, there's a few of them. But
what does Bronson's highlight reel look like?
Man, in college, it's going to be a lot of sacks, a lot of hustle plays, honestly.
Yeah.
Like when I think about the play type, it's going to be hustle plays where I chase someone down from behind or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just a high effort, high motor guy, on the field and really just in life, period.
Yeah.
And so I'm always trying to get better too, learn different things, from everyone. And so, yeah, the highlight would probably, but my favorite highlight, now that you're saying it, is just, I loved how my dad was my coach and how he made me earn everything. Like, literally, I had to always do more, no matter what. Because I was in the room, and he was the coach of our position group, so he didn't want anyone to think like I was being favored. And so I always had to do more, always. And whether that was on the field, off the field, with sleep, with eating, with everything, I just felt like I always had to hold myself to a high standard.
Yeah.
And he pushed me to that as well. So I remember my senior year making a sack and him jumping up in the background of the film. I didn't know at the time.
Were you guys watching film? And
yeah, I saw him on the sideline jump. I'm like, man, I didn't know you had that 40-inch vert in you. And he was laughing, and he was just, although because my dad, people know him. He's kind of a serious dude, honestly,
Yeah.
and kind of a quieter guy, but he's always been like that as an example of, we'll be nice, we'll always help people. But when it comes time to play this game,
yeah,
you need to play it a certain way, and you got to carry a heavy stick. That's how it works.
And he told you that plenty of times.
Yeah, I learned that. You can still be a nice guy.
Yeah.
But you got to be physical and still have that fight in you that is expected when you play this type of physical sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a free agent now.
Yeah, free agent now.
Not sure what you're gonna do.
You never know. Someone call no.
but everything that you learned in New York though is that's what you're working on right now, isn't it?
Yeah, geez, so much stuff. I jumped into real estate. Started talking with other players, seeing what they were into, helping them invest in real estate. Jumped into some e-commerce. Jumped into all types training. Jumped into all types of stuff. But really. That's probably the most important thing I learned there.
Yeah.
Initially, when it comes to business, is you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know what you're going to learn from them, or they could learn from you, or they could offer you, or you offer them, or it's all about people. Like business is all about people and helping one another. And for me, that's what I've learned is like you want to have teammates that are your business partners, because if you have a business partner that's like a teammate to you, I mean, you guys have blood, sweat, and tears in the mix together.
Yeah.
And you're willing to work together. And I think that's what's cool about sports is it teaches you all these lessons. And that's why I'm excited. Like, I'm just excited to keep sharing that knowledge, through different channels.
Yeah.
So that Young Athlete Society.
That's what I was just going to ask you about, the Young Athlete Society. So what are you doing with that?
Okay.
What is that?
All right. So Young Athlete Society is a place where, young athletes, they get mentorship, but more importantly, mindset training. Because at the top levels, there's a mindset coach at every building. But why isn't there one for young athletes?
Yeah.
Well, it's because these guys are too expensive, and it's hard to get to them. You can read their books, but for me, I was like, dang, and I'm reading one right now of my guy who's helped me a ton. And I'm like, wow, I've applied all of this as I'm reading it. And I know like what really makes a difference. And so I was like, I need to share this. Because if I would have got this mindset training earlier, and mentorship earlier.
Well, that's when you're developing, is when you're younger.
Yeah, I'm like, why isn't this being offered?
You really need it.
Yeah, like how great would it be? It's like I can just think, and especially, as a young kid, you're kind of weird. Like, I don't know, you're trying to figure out who you are, like what you want to be, and you're just kind of, I don't know. I felt like that's how I was.
Yeah.
Just kind of learning. You're just really careful though at the same time. Like, you're just trying to figure out like who you are, like what defines you. And I was like, man, why don't we create something where the young athletes can come and ask questions to former athletes. I can bring in current athletes to come speak to these young athletes, talk on mindset. I can deliver the training that I've had for 10 years. Like, and then as well as parents. Parents are key. Parents make or break it, honestly. Like, either they help you rise or they will tank you. And that's the thing I wanted parents to understand,
I'm laughing because my dad. He was very supportive.
He was overly supportive?
He was very, dude, he was way into everything that I did and super supportive.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so he was awesome.
Yeah, no, that's important. I just think there's ways and things where parents can help their kids grow and be even better, like on the field, and then or court, whatever, and then young coaches. So anyone that coaches like their kids, I'm gonna have a place where I can break down film and teach them high level the game, and I can answer questions.
Have you got this up and going yet?
We're close. We're really close.
Where will everybody go to see this?
Oh,
how do they sign up?
Yeah, so you go to youngathletesociety.com.
Okay.
And that's where you're going to sign up. You'll see a video there with me talking about like exactly what I'm talking about right now. Just how it's a need and how, because as a kid, you don't listen to your parents all the time.
No, you're not going to.
You're not going to.
No.
So it's like, why don't we get professional athletes in here and college athletes and have them share? And guess who's going to listen? The kids are going to listen. And it's like, that's I think part of the problem is just having kids that were willing to listen and getting, like they have to be in a state where they're open and willing to learn. Most of the time kids aren't. But that's what I notice when kids go to like football camps and stuff. Yeah. And you go and huddle up, it's dead quiet in there. Like it's silent. And it's like, why? It's because the kids are there to learn. Like that's their first really taste of wanting to learn, and they're all in. And then okay, let's create something like that for them on the mindset side, just mentorship side in general, training, nutrition, recovery, all this stuff that goes into sports that you should know about and hear about from someone who's, and other people who have been to these higher levels. And let's share it around. So
that's cool, dude. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I'm sitting there thinking about like my son Liam. He just, dude, I can tell him and he never listens to me. And I'm like, dude, come, I do know what I'm talking about here, dude. But then his coaches or something like that, he'll listen to him all day long.
Yeah, listen to him all day long.
For some reason, kids just don't listen to their parents.
No, yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, and you want, like, I know for me, that my dad always wanted, and my mom for sure, always wanted me to have like these role models that were, you know, not just good athletes, but like good people. So that's something I want to bring is like, I want to bring in good athletes that are also good people that, you know, I want my own kids to look up to.
That they look up to and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And let them share. Let them ask questions. Like, you know, let them hear what they do. And because it's hard to get that type of access. Like, you really don't.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll provide.
So you guys are close to getting that launching.
Yeah, we're close. We're really close. We're so close.
Dude, I think it's going to be huge.
I hope so. I mean, I think I just look at the young generation, and I remember I went to a AAU basketball game, and you know, I saw this one dad just screaming his head off at his son. The coach subbed him out because he wasn't playing very well.
Yeah.
And the kid was bawling his eyes out. The dad gets up, goes over there, screaming, and I'm like, oh, this can't be right. Like, I can't believe this is still going on. You know, like, I thought it was done.
Sports are crazy, dude.
Yeah, it is true. Like, you know, people are invested. That's why. And they want to win, and parents get invested, and it's like, I mean, it's passion. That's what sports is. It's true passion.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, if we could help these kids and parents, you know, a lot of it's parents.
Parents need to have the knowledge too. Like,
yeah.
But it is hard, like you said, the passion, man. This is their kids, and they will go to battle on the sideline for their kid.
No, seriously, I've seen fights. Like, it is intense. So it's like, man, if there was a way, but with the parent, if you knew as a parent that your kid was going to perform better, what would you be willing to do?
You would
help
them.
You'd help them. And so it's like, okay, well, let's teach you some things. And then as well, share with you from the athlete side. And let's share with you from, you know, the perspective of someone of the next level, what that looks like.
Yep.
Let's bring them in and have them speak to you and share what they're looking for. Even in parents, because coaches care. Like, it actually matters.
Yeah.
Like, you know, how these parents, you know, like, no, I mean, my dad was a coach. So I know coaches handle parents.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, well, how can we help the parents become better, you know, assets for the coaches and the players and their kid? So, and there is a way. There are things you can do. So sharing those will be good.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. The whole mentor thing, even as you're older, you know, mentors are a big deal. They're a big part of success.
Yeah. Game changer.
And so why not have our kids having mentors and showing them at an early age?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's freaking awesome.
Because it's a pattern.
Yeah.
If you can establish that pattern young and early, I mean, geez, that's a game changer. Like, it would have changed my life. Yeah. I felt like I kind of was blessed in a sense because I kind of had that a little bit just from my dad's players and me being around them all the time. Even though they probably didn't know they were my mentors, I kind of treated them like that. And so I was always around that all the time, watching these players and at practice, and they'd come over for meals and stuff. And like, I mean, yeah, it gave me a different perspective than I think a lot of other kids my age, you know, we're seeing. So, game changer.
What is Bronson's mission?
Bronson's mission is to always be grateful for everything and give where you can give. I mean, I really want people to experience their true, you know, first of all, experience their true selves, like reach that potential because it's real. And I want people to experience that happiness that life has to offer. And I want people to be able to, you know, win, like just win. Yeah. Everyone can do it. Like, you really can do it, but you might just need a few, you know, yeah.
Starts right there.
No, dude. Things here or there. It seriously does. Your mind is everything. And I think for me, if I could help people create, you know, mindsets where they're always learning.
Yeah.
They live in a space of gratitude and they're always giving back. I mean, for me, that would be, honestly, that would be it. That would be my mission because I think that'd be huge.
I did a post today that just said that if somebody has never met you, that they're like missing out big time.
I appreciate
and that. Dude, like your personality and everything is so contagious, dude. I love it, dude. Love it.
I appreciate it.
And then earlier when we were texting, you told me that you've got a new sport.
Golf. How do I sign up at the PGA Tour?
Dude, I started dying.
Get ready.
I started dying.
It's a work in progress.
You're a free agent for the NFL, and you're like, I think my new sport's golf.
Yeah. I know. We all think that right now. I'm obsessed with it. I love it.
How do you shoot?
Oh, depends.
Yeah?
This is the most golf I've ever played, this year. The most golf. And I'm probably shooting probably 90s.
Oh, I like it. Let's golf together. That's where I'm at, dude.
See, so then I go with
bogey
my wife.
golf.
Yeah. Oh, I'm great at that. Yeah. And when I go with my wife, it's I'm over there in the reeds looking for my ball, and she's already putting it in. She's like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "God dang."
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it is. I love golfing with her. She's so fun to golf with. A ton of people like golfing with her. She's a great teacher too.
Yeah.
Great teacher.
And usually it's just like anything in life. If you play with somebody that's better than you, it kind of raises you up to the standard. You know what I mean? If I go out with my friends, some of my friends and stuff that, not saying that I have any friends that suck, but you know what I mean? I'm going to play like crap.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be hitting balls around. But when I go out there with people that freaking play good golf, it's like I am zoned in to try to play good golf.
Isn't that crazy though? What you just said though, how when you play with people that are better than you,
yeah,
your level of competition increases, which then increases you just get better.
Yeah, you will play down to somebody's level.
Yeah,
and that is why everybody says get in the room where everybody around you is way cooler than you.
Oh, I love that. I've lived my life like that away from football, and it's changed my life forever.
That's awesome.
Being in with the right people. Game changer. You will start to think differently. That's the biggest thing I think is you literally think differently when around those types of people.
Well, you see different things too. You see different lifestyles, and that opens the door that's a possibility. Where a private jet might have been not even in your mind, but then you start hanging out with people that do that, and you're like, okay, this is a possibility. Let's go.
Yeah, I can work. I'm smart. I can learn these things. I have stuff going on. How are we going to funnel it? And really make a plan and execute it. I think that's that plan is anyone can make a plan. But not everyone can execute it. But when you make your plan, you're the one to execute it and dominate it. And that goal becomes real fast. Yeah.
Dude, I like it a lot. I appreciate you coming on, dude.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
I'm happy to call you friend.
Oh, thanks.
100%, dude. You are a freaking badass, dude.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude. Yeah, Bronson, it's just contagious, dude. You're just